So you want to become a travel god. You want to stay in the world's fanciest hotels, fly the world's most luxurious first-class products, and experience the very pinnacle of what travel has to offer. And you want to do it for as little money as possible. Well, today, we're going to help you do just that, because these 5 tricks are critical for you to level up your travel game. I'm not going to waste any of your time here. Let's get started with trick number 1, staying connected. Okay, this is very important, because when you find good deals in the travel space or any space at all, they do not last long. Even a few hours on these can be the difference between you getting a deal and you missing out, okay? As an example of this, there was a registration a few months ago for IHG Diamond status. If you're not aware, IHG stands for Intercontinental Hotel Group. They're a big hotel chain that owns a lot of fancy resorts, including Intercontinental, Regent, and most notably Six Senses. Now, they had a glitch where you could register for their top-level status just by going on their website with some promo code. And this was open for a few hours, and anyone that registered during these few hours was able to get instant IHG Diamond status. Now, to normally get this status, you would either have to spend $40,000 a year on their credit card or spend a total of 70 nights in the resort. And who's going to do that? No one's spending the nights, okay? Everyone's getting it by the credit card spend. But regardless, that's a lot of spending. You could just register instantly on their site. And this is only open for a very limited amount of time. And so if you missed out, you missed out. If you got it, you got to keep it, at least for a few months, and it was a really, really amazing deal. So you have to stay connected on these. Now, so you want to stay connected. How do we do that? We're going to talk about a basic level and a god tier level for most of these tips here. The basic level is just staying up to date on the travel blogs. So notably Frequent Miler, Loyalty Lobby, Secret Flying, maybe Points Guy, 1 mile at a time, those kind of things. And these blogs will post popular deals. And for example, they were posted the IHG Diamond deal. And so you want to stay up to date on these, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on quite a bit. So Frequent Miler mainly has a lot of really useful full guides and breakdowns on various topics. Loyalty Lobby's a bit more like frequent articles and news. Secret Flying covers a lot of airfares and amazing flight deals. So, and there's a ton of other blogs as well. And so there's a ton of resources on this that you can check out. Now, the more popular the blog is, the less exclusive the deals usually are. So when you have these big blogs like Points Guy, for example, they can't post the super mega exclusive deals because they're just too big. Either it's the case that they're going to get in trouble for posting it, or if they post it, the deal will be instantly gone because too many people book it, okay? So it's not even like they don't want to post it, they just can't. So when you follow smaller resources, they may be able to post the really, really exclusive and juicy stuff. Now, that's not a rule, but that is a trend you will definitely notice. So keep that in mind. And once a deal is posted, the clock is ticking, okay? These things don't stick around long. As I said, a few hours can make the difference. That IHG one was only open like maybe 12 hours at most. And so if you missed out, you know, even a few hours, you would have not noticed. So you got to stay up to date on these things. So check once to twice a day for the good deals if you have the time. Another example of this was when 1 mile at a time posted a phenomenal, and I mean a phenomenal points deal at the Thompson in Cabo, where you could spend 50,000 World of Hyatt points per night, which is a lot, but not that much, to be honest, to book their top suite, a 3-bedroom penthouse villa with a private pool on the rooftop, private outdoor deck, and a full 3 bedrooms, living room, and all that. Amazing, amazing, amazing deal. And guess what happened once this article was posted? The deal was gone within a matter of hours. It had been up weeks before this article posted, and once it was up, the deal was gone. So once these amazing things are on the internet, you better grab them fast or you're going to miss out. So the god tier version of this, you'll see the traveling, we'll talk about that in a second, is you need to become part of insider groups, either free groups or paid groups. So as an example of a paid group, you'd see award alert services. So one that I personally subscribe to is Thrifty Traveler Premium Plus. It's a service that lets you know of really good flight deals and then also really good award alert availability. So when there's a big seat dump of all these award seats on this rare routing, Thrifty Traveler will send me an email. And I've actually been able to take advantage of 2 pretty good deals with them. So one is I was able to book Turkish Airlines business class on a glitch sale, and I ended up canceling that, but still an amazing deal. And then I was also alerted to ANA first class availability, which I actually still have booked. So my logic behind this is, look, it's $120 a year, but if I can get one good award alert or one good deal from it, it pays it back. Now, I pay for it myself. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. There is an affiliate link in the description if you want to join, but that's a very good paid service in my opinion. Now, let's say you want to do free services. One might be the Travel Lane Discord group. So you can check that out in the link in the description. That's the group I run, 100% for free, no paid memberships or anything like that, free group. Another one would be Flyer Talk, and another would just be having friends. I've had some friends of mine let me know of some really good deals, and some of the best deals actually I've ever found out are just friends of mine sending them to me as messages. So trying to make friends in this space, trying to make friends in the travel space is really useful because that's how you can get some really amazing information. But again, also check out the Travel Lane Discord group. Some phenomenally smart people in there dropping some amazing deals. We'll cover an example of one phenomenal deal we got later on in the presentation. So, tip number 2, make your own flexibility, okay? Having flexibility is one of the greatest superpowers in award travel. If you're flexible, your savings can be humongous, okay? Because booking the best of the best, like the really good first class products and stuff, it's hard. Even if you have the points, there's no availability half the time. Okay, if you've ever tried to book Cathay Business or Cathay First, good luck, right? But if you're flexible, a lot of these products, not really Cathay, but other ones, are pretty easy to do, like ANA Business Class. If you try to book that a couple months from now, not going to happen. You try to book it 2 weeks from now, not too difficult. So having flexibility is really powerful. Now, again, we kind of talked about the ANA example, but another last minute award space example would be with Japan Airlines. So Japan Airlines doesn't really release that much award space far out, but if you get close in at T14 days, they dump it oftentimes. So as an example here, this is a screenshot taken from a week ago or so for on Seats.aero, by the way, amazing resource. Really check out Seats.aero, such a good website. Link in the description as well. But they had first class availability, JFK and SFO to Haneda. This is one of the most sought after routes and one of the world's best first class products, at least points bookable first class products. And it was, pretty reasonable, only 80,000 American Airlines miles one way. And so this was open last minute, and if you were flexible, you could grab it. But if you already had your non-refundable economy ticket booked to Japan for those dates, well, either forfeit your economy ticket or, you couldn't get it. So being flexible helps. Now, so what is the basic version of this, okay? Because I said make your own flexibility. Not everyone is flexible. People have jobs, so what's the basic version? Plan as far ahead as possible. So you can actually book award seats fairly easy if you do it far out. And so what I mean far out is like at the schedule open. And the pro of this is it allows for maximum planning space. So if it goes wrong, if you're not able to get that seat, you can make alternative arrangements and you have the maximum amount of time for the seats to open up. Now, there is a downside to this though, is that competition at schedule open is tough. So even if you're looking at the full 365 days from now when they open the schedule and the award seats, one is a lot of other people are doing that too because they know the seats are going to be there and they're going to try to immediately book it. Number 2 is that if you're booking with a partner program, so let's say you're trying to fly ANA, but you're booking with Virgin Atlantic miles, which is a very, very common booking method, Virgin Atlantic only gets access 330 days out, I believe, versus ANA is closer to 360, 365 or something like that. And so a lot of people with ANA miles will book the seat before you're able to. So keep that in mind. Even if you're booking with partner miles, even if you're doing it at the schedule open, it can be very tough, okay? But it's as good as you can do at a basic level. Now, this is what I aspire to be, okay? I aspire to be the unemployed friend at 1:45 p.m. on a Wednesday and some random river floating down, okay? I want to be as flexible as possible. I don't want to wake up for my 9 to 5 and be forced with 2 weeks of paid vacation per year and that's it. So the God tier of this is become flexible without being flexible, okay? As much as I'd like to be the unemployed friend and I'd like for everyone else to be the quote unquote unemployed friend in the sense that you have full flexibility, it's not always possible. So quick note here, a very important note. Refundable tickets for things can often be cheaper than non-refundable, okay? And I mean this in 2 senses. One is that, let's say I book a non-refundable flight ticket at $1,000, okay? If that price goes down, if the fare later drops, well, guess what? I still paid my $1,000 fare. I don't get to rebook it. But if I book a refundable ticket and the price drops, it could even sometimes drop below what that non-refundable rate previously was. Again, this is very true for hotel rates, for example. A lot of my hotel stays, I've rebooked later and gotten cheaper rates. So it's very important to understand that just because it's non-refundable and, it's cheaper at the time, that's often a very, very poor strategy because the price can drop, okay? So keep that in mind. Booking a refundable ticket can be cheaper than non-refundable, okay? Now, why is this important? Because what you can do is for airlines that release close-in award space like Japan Airlines, like ANA, stuff like that, you can book close in, right? So when the seat pops up close in, you can have a refundable ticket. You can book your refundable economy ticket as a backup, right? Let's say I'm planning 3 months from now, there's no seats. I book an economy ticket to Japan, okay? If the seat doesn't open up, I just keep my economy ticket. If the seat does open up, I cancel for a full refund, and then I just book the award, okay? And I just book my first class seat or whatever, and I'm having a great time. That's what I did going to Hong Kong. I was on Cathay Pacific Economy, 16 hours. I didn't want to fly that, but I found 2 award seats from LAX to Haneda, Haneda to Hong Kong, in ANA business class, booked it like a week before, canceled my ticket, got a full refund. It was awesome. So that is a very powerful strategy, is just booking something that's flexible and canceling later. And again, yes, if it doesn't work, you still have a ticket. So there's not really any risk to it. You know, you are, I guess, risking in that you've purchased a more expensive refundable ticket versus a non-refundable ticket. But again, refundable tickets can be cheaper often than non-refundable tickets if the price ever drops. And so it's just something to keep in mind. It's a very, very powerful strategy to make your own flexibility. And even better, become truly flexible. Remote gang. I make YouTube videos, or at least I'm trying to. And yeah, remote, so I can make as much flexibility as I want to or need to. So let's move on to tip number 3. Earning the right elite statuses, okay? So a lot of people seem to think of status in a wrong way, okay? So sometimes people will say, status doesn't matter at all. I'm gonna become a free agent and stay in whatever hotels I wanna stay in and not even care about status. I think that's the wrong philosophy. And then other people will try to earn status just for status's sake. Or if they do try to earn status for status's sake, they do it wrong, okay? So a lot of people choose wrong on this. And so I think status is very important. Okay, I think having elite status is a huge game changer for travel, but you need to choose wisely. So in my opinion, low-level hotel status is pretty Like, it really doesn't do that much. Like, ooh, I get my bottles of water. Wow. Premium Wi-Fi. Whoa. Okay, it doesn't do much. Low-level airline status, however, is pretty big. Okay, so as an example of this, I just recently got United Silver, which is the bottom of the barrel, most loser tier of their status. Now, on my very first flight, okay, this has been the first flight I flew United in like 5 years, okay? And I got the status from Marriott Titanium, so I didn't actually earn it. But it was the first flight I've taken with United in like 5+ years. Guess what happened? Both me and my player 2 were upgraded to United business class on a 5-hour flight. That first upgrade alone paid for my entire Titanium mattress run. And then on the return flight, we didn't get upgraded to business, but we did get Economy Plus in the exit row where the seats in front of us couldn't recline. Huge difference, right? Just that base level status made such a difference in our trip because we got upgraded to business class. Now that's a rare occurrence, to be clear, but on the return we still got upgraded to Economy Plus, which is a very, very common occurrence. And so low level airline status can actually make a big difference. My only advice there is make sure you earn it properly. Don't go out and fly to earn it. For a lot of people, that doesn't make sense. Try to game it somehow, whether that be via status match, status promotion, or how I did it, earn Marriott Titanium status, and then they grant you United Silver by having that, which is awesome, by the way. It's a super underrated perk. Now, high-level hotel status is awesome, okay? I love it because you can get some really baller perks from it, right? Suite upgrades, free breakfast, late checkout, all that stuff. And it really does make you feel like a baller when you're checking into the hotel and they upgrade you to some gonzo suite when you book the cheapest rate at the entire place. So it is amazing to have high-level hotel status. To me, I value the hotels a lot more when I travel than airlines. I don't want to fly economy, but I will fly economy. I will not stay in a bad hotel, okay? I will only stay in a decent hotel, and getting those upgrades and because you're spending a lot more time in the hotel, right, than the airline. So to me, hotel status makes a much bigger difference, and it's also so much easier to earn than airline status. High-level airline status is awesome, okay? Don't get me wrong. If you could give me high-level airline status, I will take it. I will be very, very, very happy. But it's so tough to earn. It is ridiculously hard to earn top-tier airline status, okay, compared to hotel status. So I just want you to keep that in mind. Proportionally, what I think is kind of the optimal strategy, the most bang for your buck, is getting high to top level hotel status and mid to bottom level airline status. Of course, depending on how much you fly and depending on your situation. But I feel like that's the most bang for your buck there because high level hotel status makes the biggest difference when it comes to hotels. Low level airline status proportionally makes the biggest difference when it comes to airlines. So the basic version of this is to focus on easily attainable statuses via credit cards. Okay, so a lot of credit cards will grant you some mid to base level status in these various hotel chains just by opening their co-branded credit card. Okay, so one might be Hyatt Discoverist, which you would be granted automatically by having Chase World of Hyatt or Chase World of Hyatt business card. So that's their base level status. It's not very good, to be honest. You get some bottles of water. I think at like 2 p.m. possible late checkout. It's whatever. There's a way to get Hyatt Explorist very easily, but that's more of an advanced strategy. You have to Google Hyatt Explorist MGM merry-go-round, and then you'll read it. It's a little too advanced to talk about in this video. Another status would be Marriott Platinum. So if you hold the Amex Marriott Brilliant card, that automatically grants you Marriott Platinum. This is a fairly recent change, just about a year ago or close to a year ago. They implemented this, and it used to only give you gold. Marriott Platinum's awesome because it's a legitimate status. So it's their third tier. Yeah, the third tier status. And the reason it's so good is it grants you the free breakfast, okay? It grants you club lounge access, and it grants you the ability to get upgraded to a suite. Now, if you're staying in the United States, it kind of sucks, let's be real. But if you're in Asia, if you're international, a very, very good status. It's going to help you a lot. And yeah, all you need to do is open the credit card. Now, do your research on the credit card, make sure it makes sense for you and all that. It's got a high annual fee, but there's credits to offset it. We're not going to go into all the card details in this video, but it grants you Marriott Platinum. That's the important part. Another one is Hilton Diamond. This is their top level. This is the only top level hotel status from a major chain that you can earn just by opening a credit card. So the Amex Hilton Aspire credit card grants you this. Hilton Diamond, again, similar to Marriott Platinum, sucks in the United States, but internationally, it's very nice. You can get some great breakfasts, and it comes with free breakfast, comes with, suite upgrades and that kind of stuff, and lounge access. It's a great status in Asia and the Middle East. And so, yeah, I recommend if you're staying in Hiltons and really in any frequency, the Aspire card is a no-brainer. And so the final one here would be IHG Platinum. IHG Platinum is their second to top tier. It's not very good, to be honest. Like, again, these are base level tiers. They're better than nothing. I will not argue that. And so IHG Platinum grants you the ability for suite upgrades, and that is really about it. There's no free breakfast on it, similar to Hyatt Discoverist. But to keep in mind, these are low annual fee cards for both Hyatt and IHG, so they're very, very easy to get. Just as a side note here, if you want to support the channel, please, please, please consider using the affiliate links in the description if you plan to apply for any credit cards. Make sure the offer makes sense for you, but it helps me out so much. You have no idea. I really appreciate it. Okay, moving on. Another status that we could get here is Southwest Companion Pass. This one's kind of easy to attain. So Southwest Companion Pass is arguably the most powerful airline status in the world, depending on how you look at it. What it does is you buy one ticket, and then you can bring your companion. For domestic flights, only $5.60 one way. International flights, it's just the taxes and fees. Basically, almost for free. You buy one ticket, you get the second one almost for free. And you can use this an unlimited amount of times while you hold this. You can only change your companion 3 times, but if it's the same companion flying, you can fly quite a bit with them. And so the big brain strategy is let me clarify exactly how you actually earn the status. So if you earn 125,000 Southwest points in a calendar year, they will grant you the status for the current calendar year and the next calendar year. So the big brain strategy is you want to earn the status at the very beginning of this calendar year because they'll grant it for you this entire year and then all of next year. And the easiest way to do that without even setting foot on a Southwest plane is you get sign-up bonuses on the Southwest credit cards, because points from the sign-up bonus and spending on the card do qualify for Companion Pass. Okay, so if you open, I think it's like, depending on the bonuses at the time, 2 Southwest cards, so 1 Southwest Business and 1 Southwest Personal card, you will be immediately granted, or once you reach the bonus, I should say, you'll be granted Southwest Companion Pass for this year and next year. And it's very, very, very powerful because it's a nearly unlimited buy one, get one close to half off flight pass, and I have it. It's a very cool status. It's tougher to earn than these other ones, but it's a very, very powerful status if you like to fly Southwest or if you're flying a lot of US domestic flights. Okay, now what's the God tier version of this? So the God tier is, as you might expect, is just to earn the highest tier and everything you can. So Hyatt Globalist is awesome. It's their top level status. You're eligible for suite upgrades, club lounge access, full free breakfast, complimentary parking on award stays, and very interestingly, waived resort fees on all stays, assuming of course you're booking direct with Hyatt. That is a very, very powerful benefit. Now, normally to get Globalist, you have to spend 60 nights at Hyatt in a calendar year. The easiest way to get this is via their 20-night status challenge. So they have a corporate status challenge that I believe is active right now, and they have it active usually once a year if you haven't done it before. And so all you have to do is if you work for an eligible company or if you register an eligible email address that is for an eligible company, they will send that email address a link. You click that link, and then your account will then be registered for the 20-night challenge. So you spend 20 nights in any Hyatt hotel within a 90-day period, and they will grant you Globalist status. So very, very nice there. Marriott Titanium is also a really cool one. This is one I have as well. And the way to do this is you get the Brilliant card from American Express. And so the Brilliant card is the one we discussed that gives you Platinum automatically. That comes with 25 elite qualifying nights. And to get Titanium, by the way, you'll need 75 in a calendar year. Then you also open the American Express Amex Business card, which grants you an additional 15 qualifying nights. And so you're starting the year off with 40 out of 75. And then usually about once a year in the beginning of the year, Marriott holds a double elite night qualifying night promotion where you spend one night and you'll earn 2 nights towards status. So that's the easiest way to do it there. Still fairly difficult, but if you want titanium, if you want that automatic United Silver, it can be pretty smart. Another one would be IHG Diamond. This is arguably the easiest to earn from the ones that like require you to have some high requirement. So you just spend $40,000 a year on the IHG Premier card. And, you know, I'm saying just spend $40,000 a year on a card, like that's easy. But for statuses that you can get by spending on a credit card, that's actually a fairly low threshold compared to a lot of others. And I think I've done a math on this before in a podcast episode. I'll link it up here. And I think it's worth it, to be honest, for a lot of people. But, you know, it's not something you can just kind of game by spending less nights. You actually do have to spend the $40,000 on the credit card. And then, of course, another one, if you want to get airline status, is the AA Executive Platinum. So this is their top level airlines, publicly available top level status. And if you spend $200,000 a year, this is even without flying, on any AA credit card or via their shopping portal, whatever, you'll earn Executive Platinum status, which is the top level status. You'll, you know, be eligible for the top priority on like first class upgrades and stuff like that in domestic US. So these are statuses that all you can kind of game. You don't actually have to fully earn it the normal way to get these. And so, yeah, these would be some great high level statuses to earn. Now, tip number 4 is to stop cheaping out, okay? Stop being afraid of annual fee credit cards. Utilize these instead for significant discounts on your flights or your hotel stays or whatever. A lot of times, it makes almost no sense to pay cash, like directly to the hotel, for your hotel stays, okay? Let's cover an example. So many people cheap out on these things, and I don't get why, okay? So let's say you want to go, and this I'm not even cherry picking here, okay? This is a very bad example going against my case, okay? Or a very weak example, I should say. Let's say you want to stay at the Hilton Hawaiian Village in Waikiki. The nightly rate here sits at about $300 a night, okay? So not the most expensive hotel in the world compared to, you know, many luxury options that are out there. Now, a lot of people, okay, would just pay cash for this hotel. They would just book the hotel night. They don't have any annual fee credit cards. They're too afraid of annual fees. They're like, oh no, why am I paying an annual fee for credit cards? So they're just going to pay cash for this hotel. And they're going to lose $300, okay? They're going to pay $300. That's fine, I guess. But you need to compare it to the other options that are out there. So one option of an annual fee credit card is the Hilton Aspire card, okay? This card is a $450 annual fee. Very high annual fee, I won't lie. But it comes with a couple perks. One notably being a free night certificate, bookable at any Hilton hotel or virtually any Hilton hotel on the planet, assuming a standard room is available. So this free night certificate would fully cover our stay at the Hilton Waikiki Hawaiian Village. Okay, so that's $300 in value we've already gotten back from this card. You get a $250 resort credit. This is a Hilton resort, so we can spend it at the hotel. We can buy literally anything at the hotel as long as it's charged to the room. I could go to the restaurant, I could tip the waiter $250, and if it's charged to my room, the resort credit would be eligible on the card because it's on the American Express's side, not on Hilton's Folio side. As long as it's charged to the room on a normal bill, it's valid at a Hilton resort. Finally, you have a $250 airline incidental fee credit. If you know what you're doing, this can be pretty easily used toward the price of airfare, okay? I'm not going to cover the exact examples here because I can get in trouble for it or whatever, and it could get removed. But if you have this credit, you can kind of turn it into airfare a little bit. And so it's pretty easy to use against the cost of your ticket here. So would you rather pay $300 a night for the room, right? Or would you rather pay $450, get the room, get another $250 to spend at your hotel, and have another $250 towards your plane ticket, okay? And I didn't even mention here that this is with Hilton Diamond status. You get Hilton Diamond status as part of this credit card. So when you check in, you get a food and beverage credit. I forget, it's not very much, like $25, $30 a day for this hotel. And then also you have top level status. So you may get a room upgrade, you may get treated a bit better. And and this is a bad example. Like, let me be clear. I would never, ever use one of my free night certificates at this hotel. This hotel's way too cheap to use these free night certificates. I would use it at the most expensive gonzo hotel I can find, like the Waldorf Astoria on Maui or something like that. So I picked a very poor example to show how easy it is to get value out of picking the right annual fee credit cards, okay? And also an example here, you can always downgrade this card if you don't like it. And so there's a no annual fee downgrade path, so it doesn't even really hurt your credit or anything. Just really consider annual fee credit cards. You need to start doing research into them because if you're not, you're losing out on so much potential value, okay? Finally, tip number 5, arguably the most important tip. Book now, ask questions later. This is very similar to tip 1. If a deal is too good to be true, it will not last long. Lesson 1 is very important. When you see an amazing deal, when you see something pop up, you grab it and you ask questions later, assuming there's no major risk to you, okay? As an example of this that failed, can I pick an example that failed here very clearly? ANA airfares. So a couple weeks ago, there was a price glitch on ANA's Vietnam website that had a complete glitch on their first class and business class seats leaving from Jakarta, Indonesia, going to the United States. And so many people booked this, including myself, and it was $550 a ticket to fly an international first and business class, a ticket that is normally $10,000. And so many people booked this, and we were hoping they would honor it, and then they didn't honor it. It failed. We didn't get to fly it. But there's two very, very important things here. One, I didn't lose anything by booking this. They fully refunded my credit card. I didn't book anything non-refundable because of it, because I wasn't an idiot, and I knew they were either going to honor it or fully refund me. My risk was zero, okay? Second, there were some people that actually were able to initially change the departure airports and dates, and they flew it immediately, like just right after they booked it, and they did get to fly it because that was before ANA canceled it. So I got to play the game by booking this. If you didn't book it, you didn't even have a chance to fly this product, okay? And again, this failed. This was a failure one, so I'm going to show you two more examples that actually succeeded, okay? One, this is a year ago, 2 years ago. This is, I didn't get in on this. I didn't know about it. I'm so mad at myself, and I'll forever be mad at myself. There was a deal where you could effectively buy American Airlines miles for $1 to 240 miles. What that means is you could effectively purchase an unlimited amount of business class international seats for $500 or under $500 one way. Unlimited. You could keep buying these, okay? Now, of course, there had to be mileage availability, whatever, to actually book it, but you could buy the miles at such a ridiculous cost, it was stupid to not buy it. People literally put tens of thousands of dollars into this, and it was one of the best deals I've ever seen anywhere in my entire life. And if for people that had access to get in on this, I hope they got in because it was such an amazing deal, and things like this don't come around that often. So you need to, when you find a good deal, you grab it, you debate it later, okay? Assuming there's not some personal risk to you and like, oh, like it says it's non-refundable or something. If there's an amazing deal, you get it now, you figure it out later. One more example. Someone in the Travel Lane Discord group, okay? This is why this group is so awesome. You should join. Again, 100% free, don't sell anything. Someone in our group noticed hotel rates at the Dream Miami South Beach going for $30 a night. This hotel normally goes for $150 to $200 plus a night. But not only that, the $30 a night rooms were applicable any day of the year to any room category, meaning their guest house, which is basically a $1,000 a night, 2,000 square foot suite with a private pool cabana, was bookable for $34.20 per night. This person alerted our community group of it. We booked almost probably $100,000 worth of stays at this hotel or more in a matter of under 30 minutes. And we booked it and we grabbed it because we grabbed it fast. It was only up 20 to 30 minutes and then it was gone. So you need to grab these deals as fast as you can. I truly hope this presentation has been helpful to you. I really, really hope I've been able to provide significant value to you.